Each week in ABC 10's Walt Gray catches up with a CalMatters journalist about the biggest political stories of the week. Here's Walt with more.
Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. This week we're joined by reporter Emily Hoeven, political expert for CalMatters.org. Emily, we have a state attorney, a boss, who was fired. Her underling quit. And this is over apparently some thought that the governor was messing in a lawsuit. Can you explain all this?
Yeah, so there were these allegations that surfaced from one of the top attorneys at one of the state's anti-discrimination agencies. And she basically said the governor and his staff had been interfering in that department's lawsuit against Activision Blizzard, Inc., which is a video game publisher. They had sued that company over, sexual harassment and discrimination claims. And then, this woman said that the governor had fired her boss and was, asking what are your strategies for this lawsuit, basically apparently trying to help Activision Blizzard. And, there has been some reporting showing that former top executives and board members at Activision have been big donors to the various Newsom campaigns. The governor's office says that these allegations are completely false and there was no meddling or intrusion. But this is kind of ongoing for the governor.
Okay. Also in the news, child tax credits, could they be coming back in one way, shape, or form?
Yeah, so we have all these different debates at the Capitol about the best ways to give money back to people, with California's massive budget surplus. There are these discussions about gas rebates. And then there's also this proposal moving through the legislature that would essentially give $2,000 one-time payments per child to families making $30,000 a year or less. And that was sort of intended to potentially, replace this federal expanded child tax credit that expired earlier. And so, many anti-poverty advocates are saying that these families need some sort of relief to be filled back in. So that's one proposal. There's also proposals for universal basic income for homeless high school students and for farm workers. And so we're kind of monitoring all those different proposals and we'll see what happens with them.
It seems that a lot of places that I still go in California, there's still help wanted. There's not enough staff. Our unemployment numbers are getting better, yet we're still lagging behind somewhere.
Yeah, the unemployment numbers continue to be a paradox. The jobless rate in California has fallen down to 4.9%, which is, better than it's been during the pandemic. However, there are new reports that just came out this week showing that there are around 1.3 million job openings in California, and California accounts for about 25% of ongoing jobless claims in the nation. And so this kind of underscores that, even though there are people going back to work, there are still so many jobs that are open. Hundreds of thousands of people have left the labor force for reasons that people are still trying to understand. And then we're still seeing some ongoing labor actions. There were some strikes this week at healthcare facilities in California. There might be one on Monday. And so I think, as inflation rises and, people feel like their wages are not covering inflation, there's going to be continued problems at the workplace.
Yeah, it's seemingly so. I've seen it myself. Okay, Emily, thank you so much. CalMatters is a nonpartisan news organization explaining California policies and politics. Find their work at CalMatters.org. You can also sign up for Emily's newsletter there.